of my head. Hello. Welcome to the State of K-pop. My name is Indigo, and I talk about all things K-pop from comebacks to choreography, all from the point of view of a K-pop stan. And today's video, my God, it might be 2 parts. So, usually in these podcast episodes, I do some things that have been going on and then I go to the main topic, but I thought I wouldn't have enough for the specific topic, which is crazy because I wrote down a lot of shit to say and this might be so big it's 2 parts. But infantilization is in the K-pop industry is something that I talk about so much, and it happens in general with celebrities, but you know, I talk about K-pop in my content, so we're going to focus on K-pop. But it's something that I've brought up so many times. It's such an interesting topic because I feel like when we think of infantilization, we think that it can only happen between 2 people that know each other. Like when we think of infantilization, or when I think of it either from like an overbearing mother or father or parent in general standpoint, where it's like the parent wants to have so much control over the kid and they don't want their own kid to have any autonomy. And it usually comes from a place of worry. Like they made a movie about it, but and I'm pretty sure it was based on a true story. This one parent who lied and said that their kid had some type of like disease, so they couldn't go outside because they just wanted to control the kid. And then the kid went outside and was like, "Oh, you've been lying to me this whole time. Like, you've just been trying to control me." Crazy fucking thing. Crazy story. Crazy. I didn't watch the movie, but crazy. I think my mom did. But crazy. But I either think of it like that, or I think of it in like a sexual aspect, which is like, ugh. I'm already 2 minutes in and I'm talking about this shit, but like crazy how like there will be a certain type of man or woman, but certain type of person who will infantilize while already be talking to someone who they shouldn't be talking to in terms of age, infantilize them, but also sexualize them. Like, it's crazy, but that's not the topic we're talking about today. But yeah, so we're gonna get into infantilization of K-pop idols. I asked you guys on, it's not called community tab anymore, it's just called posts. What are different ways that the K-pop industry infantilizes these K-pop idols? And y'all basically said the things that I will be talking about today. But check my posts on the, I'm still going to call it the community tab of my YouTube, because I interact with you guys a lot and ask a lot of questions. And then I use those comments for like in my YouTube videos. So let's get into it, because I don't know how long this video is going to be. But so infantilizing, I was like, what's the definition? So let's look it up. And it says to treat someone as a child or in a way in which it denies their maturity and age or experience. And some examples are over controlling their decisions, dismissing their opinions as childish, and excluding them from conversations. And like I said already, like I feel like a lot of people think it can only be between people that like know each other, but that's not true, because that happens to celebrities all the fucking time, and specifically K-pop idols. But like, it's just about control. It's being like, which I'm going to dive into, but being like, I know what's best for you and you don't know anything because you're a child. Or even if they're 30, being like, I know what's best for you and you don't know anything, because either genuine worry, it manifests out of genuine worry and wanting to protect them, which don't hear that from K-pop stans a lot, or wanting to control them. But either way, that wanting to protect them manifests into being super fucking controlling. But some examples of infantilizing K-pop idols are thinking every decision is made by the company if it's something that you don't like in general, or slash in general, which is my most recent YouTube video is something that I talked about, and I clipped it and made a short from it, but being like, just because it's a decision that you don't like doesn't mean that it's mistreatment or it's the company's decision, which I'll obviously get into. Not holding idols accountable for their actions, cultural appropriation, or just saying something ignorant and then being like, no, you don't have to apologize when they apologize, which we'll also get into. Thinking that they don't do things that adults do while being adults, drinking, cursing, dating, sex, etc., which, you know, kind of goes into the dismissing their opinions as childish, but in terms of just treating them like a child, you know, somebody being 30 years old and literally just finished serving in the military, literally big ass guns, right, and but then simultaneously thinking that if they make a video talking about having sex with someone, that they were forced to do it literally basically at gunpoint, or just forced to do it in general, and they don't know anything about sex and they're being over sexualized and they're being forced to do it. I'm talking about Jungkook. I'm talking about the Reddit thread I saw of a conspiracy theory where people thought that Jungkook was being forced to be over sexualized and talk about sexual topics. And even when he went on live and was like, sex is a normal part of life. I don't know if y'all know this, but we all came from sex. Literally. We all came from sex. So to sit here and act like grown men don't know about this shit. But then what's so funny too is y'all will want these K-pop idols to make songs about sex. And y'all will sit here and sexualize them and write fan fiction about them and do like crazy drawings of them and stuff. But then when you have a K-pop idol who's sitting here being like, yes, I chose this song, and, you know, being like, I chose this was my autonomy, I did this and I wanted to do this, y'all will be like, oh boo, he's being forced, this is gross, he's being over sexualized. So it's just like, when you do it, it's fine, but God forbid when an idol takes control over the shit that they come out with, which is already just being a K-pop idol in general, there's so much just autonomy that's gone there. When a K-pop idol finally has some sort of fucking control, y'all are upset because y'all see these K-pop idols as property to exist through you. But anyway, me talking about Jungkook, bitch gonna tell me to go kill myself. Anyway, but yeah, and then thinking they don't know about certain things, which literally just goes back into that point that I just made. But okay, let's talk about the first thing. So, and I'm looking at my phone because I have notes. Changbin. Okay. A way to maintain power over someone and prevent them from being a functioning adult. That was when I was looking up some reasons as to why. Because when I bring these topics up, I'm like, well, why? Why are we doing this? Why are we being like, I want to protect this idol? Why are we saying these different things? Taking away their autonomy and control over themselves and putting that control in your hands, or at least trying to, is to keep them doing what you want them to do and making them feel like they don't know better for themselves. But it's more so you just want to control them to do whatever you want and you like. I saw a thing, I talked about this in my last video, but so many people, there was a person that was like, oh, you know, her company forced her to come out with this song and forced her to do this, that, and the third. And it was all debunked, being like, well, actually, no, Somi wanted to do this and Somi did that. And it's like, it was just because you didn't like the song. Like, I don't know if the song was Ice Cream, or let's say it was Ice Cream, but the person was like, oh, the Ice Cream was ass and she was forced to come out with this. Like, she actually liked the song. You just didn't like the song. And you cannot fathom the fact that this K-pop idol that exists is their own person and does not live and breathe for you and do everything for you. So when they do something that goes against what you like or what you want them to do, then you put the blame on the company, because these idols can't think for themselves because they exist for you and you know what's best for them. And that goes to parasocial relationships. Why would a fan of someone's music try to infantilize the artist? Parasocial relationship. A person who thinks that they're not only a fan of the K-pop idol, but like actually knows them and knows the personality, or how they act, like genuinely believing that they know this person, starts to feel comfortable with them because they think they know them. Which, child, just social media in general like affects us in so many ways, and it's more than just like, oh, like comparing, like all these influencers have surgery and stuff, and when I see them it makes me feel ugly. Like, it's not only that, it's a lot of us become super super comfortable with people just because we see them a lot. And it's like, there are people that you are in school with now, or were in school with. There are people that I saw every single day for, how long do you go to school? How many days out the year? 180? Saw them 180 days out the fucking year. We're not close with them. Did not feel comfortable with them. Like, just because these idols are posting on Instagram, and just because you see a 30-minute YouTube video where they're having fun and laughing and making jokes, does not mean you know them as a person. That 30-minute video does not equate to their entire personality for the entire time that they've been alive. But yeah, like it goes back to parasocial relationships, and like, while I don't agree with it, parasocial relationships and the K-pop industry, like marketing that, and that being like one of the most important things, is one of the smartest things they've ever done in terms of making money and keeping these fans being super completely like blindly loyal, because you're always gonna have supporters because of it. But it's also the thing that can like obviously really not only mentally fuck up these K-pop idols, but put these K-pop idols in very harmful, dangerous situations, because that's when you see not only the sasaengs, but just in general, because I feel like people are like, oh my god, sasaeng's awful, which yes, we know, but people that are not considered sasaengs, but because of these parasocial relationships, think that rushing a idol in an airport, or rushing an idol trying to get to a car, recording them, yelling at them, berating them because they have a dating scandal that was created by these K-pop idols, like hating on them for it. They think that's normal. They think that's okay. And that goes back to, these parasocial relationships with the K-pop idols. And it's like, we all have opinions and beliefs in general about celebrities. Like, whether, you think this celebrity should come out with this song at this time, or they shouldn't have made this career move, which is fine. We're all entitled to our own opinions and beliefs. But the problem is when we start sharing our unsolicited opinions and beliefs on the internet when no one asked for it in general. Like, especially if it's when we think a person should be doing something, which if it's a celebrity, unless if you actually know them and you've spent time with them for like years on end, then you fucking know them. But like, when it's, you're basing your opinions and beliefs on a 30-minute clip or a 1-hour clip, or I don't care how, 100 hours of BTS content, 10 years of BTS content, 20 fucking years of this person's content and music and shit, like, then you're making these assumptions and beliefs off of small snippets and clips of how a person is, which a 30-minute snippet or 100 hours or 10,000 hours of videos of K-pop idols behind the scenes recording songs, or variety shows, or them in games, or them making jokes, or them going on live on TikTok, on Instagram, and all these bubble messages, that will never equate to how that person is and acts as a person 24 hours out a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Like, a small video will never equate, and will never, don't get that confused with you thinking this K-pop idol. Yeah, it's like a lot of K-pop stans don't have that self-awareness, but need this self-awareness and understanding that these K-pop idols, it's their job. They're doing these variety shows because it's a part of their schedule. It doesn't mean that they don't like it. It doesn't mean that they're not having fun, but it's still their job. And they're still while the compilations of got7 not giving a fuck about their idol image for like 20 minutes, and it's like them like cursing or them like, I don't know, being funny on camera and stuff like that. It's like it's still your job. There's still shit that they're not gonna like do and say on camera. There's still, opinions about certain things that are going on in the world that they're not gonna fucking say, because it's like, while yes, you can curse, wow, oh my god, they're still censored. Like, that's what I'm saying. Also too, like, a lot of these K-pop stans are like, oh my god, they're being so real. Jackson said fuck. Like, Bam Bam made a joke of, like, Bam Bam made a dick joke. That's it. Like, we like, these K-pop stans are like, oh my god, they're so real. Like, we know them so much. Like, they farted on camera. They're talking about farting. Like, guys, like, they're still pretty censored. Like, they're not real, like, super real, because they curse. Like, this is what I'm saying too. Like, y'all will take the smallest things and fucking run with it. But once again, like, yeah, they can make jokes and stuff, but you're not still fully acting like how you would act if there were no cameras on you and you were home alone with your family or with your friends. Obviously, I'm not saying that's a negative thing. I'm just saying that's what it is. Like, me sitting here and making these videos, I make like 3 to 4 videos I upload on YouTube a month. I post every single day on Instagram and TikTok. You will still never know me as a person. Small snippets of me do not add up to my entire life, because a person's entire life is not equivalent to an Instagram post, which a lot of y'all, and I get it, but a lot of y'all who your entire life was, iPad kid from when you were a toddler, and now you're in high school, and like your entire life is on social media, you think that's real life. A lot of y'all, from the moment you wake up, you go to sleep at 3 a.m., falling asleep with the phone in your hand on TikTok, and then you wake up to go back on TikTok, to go back on Instagram. Like, y'all think this is real life, and this is not real life. So you think seeing a person and a snippet of how they act on a 30-minute clip or a 25-minute clip, you think that's how they are in real life, because you think social media is real life. But it's like, once again, this is your job. You're not fully relaxed. You're not fully being yourself, because yourself and your personality and your beliefs and all that shit cannot be measured into and pushed down to a 30-minute clip. Someone's entire life and their entire personality cannot be shown in a 30-minute video or 10 years of content on YouTube if they're fucking like 30 or something like that. Like, yeah. No matter how many hours of a K-pop group is online, like, it will never be able to measure up to the thousands of days that they've spent living. No amount of videos online can sum up to how a K-pop idol is in real life. And a lot of y'all, because of the amount, and I absolutely agree with this, the more a person is online, the more parasocial their fans will be, which people will be parasocial in general. But, like, I feel like it's a little bit harder to be parasocial with, like, Zendaya and the way Zendaya moves, because, I mean, even then, she used to be on social media a lot, but she changed the way she moves, and it's, like, to me, a little bit harder to be parasocial to Zendaya or parasocial to Beyonce now, even though she has a shit ton of content, and parasocial to, like, Zendaya and Tom Holland's relationship, even though I'll literally, like, type in Zendaya on Pinterest to, like, pin an outfit that I like that she wore. And then I'll see someone drew, or AI created an AI picture of Zendaya and Tom, like, getting married and what their kid would look like. So, like, once again, people will be parasocial regardless. But once again, I feel like the more content and shit you have, the more people have to cling on to, and the more people feel comfortable and feel like they know you. And bro, like, listen, I saw a unpopular opinion or whatever, and it was like, this person was glad that Chan's room stopped. And, like, honestly, I'm kind of glad it did too, besides the fact that, like, the comments he was getting, he was coming into a, you know, every time he did it, I don't know if it was weekly or something, but it was a lot. And it was like every time he would go live, you would get people like saying awful things about him, telling him to go off himself. And that was just a constant thing that he would read all the time, which is just not good for your mental, obviously, in general. But it's like a lot of, I talked about this in another, I think episode 3 of this podcast that I did, where I was talking about, you know, Bangchan stans and just parasocialism in general, and how I feel like a lot of Bangchan stans have a higher percentage of being parasocial because there is so much more content that Bangchan came out with. So a lot of people feel like they know him more, which is not his fault, obviously, because with K-pop stans, if I say I like pancakes, y'all be like, so you hate waffles? Like, no. Anyway, yeah, no amount of content will ever be able to measure up to how a person is like in their entire life. But when you already think that just because you see someone a lot, that means you know them and know how they are and know their personality and feel comfortable with them, when you have this delusional way of thinking, on top of the marketing that these K-pop idols exist for you, your opinions of them and what you think they should do not only feel more warranted to say out loud, but they also feel correct. And on top of that, like, or just in general, like, Western celebrities already get comments on what they should do or what they shouldn't do. Megan Thee Stallion, fucking whoever else. Megan Thee Stallion's the only person that exists to me, apparently. Megan Thee Stallion's in there or whatever. They already get comments of what they should or what they shouldn't do. And Megan should be showing her ass. And Megan should be showing her ass more. About Megan shouldn't have did this. Megan should have did blah, blah, whatever. Megan should. Megan shouldn't. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Shut the fuck up. Like, once again, if you have these opinions and you want to talk about them in a closed room with your friends, sure. But then when we start commenting on her fucking page, bitch, shut the fuck up. Nobody fucking asked you. But like, these Western artists already get this shit in general. But at least the Western music industry is not going to sit here and try and make you think that these people, these artists, exist for you. Like, if you already have that way of thinking, that was on you, bitch. Like, that was on you. That is not a marketing tactic that the Western music industry uses, in my opinion. Like, no one is sitting here thinking that Megan Thee Stallion exists for them. Like, she only makes music for me, and everything she does is for me. So, like, when she, like, dates people aren't like, why the fuck is she dating someone? She should be dating me. Like, which, like, okay, people say that as a joke, but, like, the majority of people don't actually think that, because she's not fucking marketed like that. She's a person that makes music, but then she's her own person. So if you feel any type of way, that's on you. But with the K-pop industry, that's how they market these humans, as existing for you, which is why they can't date publicly. Okay? Which is why they can't date publicly, or, you know, can't do anything that breaks the illusion that they exist for you, which is why, unfortunately, you know, you're out of a job if it comes out that you're dating anyone, or you're out of a job when it comes out in the past that you dated someone or kissed someone, because you broke that illusion that you Sims spawned up and you only exist for the fans. Everything you do is for the fans. You make music for your fans. When you go out and you do these fashion events, it's for the fans. You're not dating anyone because you exist for the fans. For the fans. For the fans. That's a K-pop idol group name. Yeah, when you have this marketing that exists in the K-pop industry, and it's like one of the foundations of the K-pop industry, in my opinion, and then, like, you know, this idol dream to be an idol their entire life, to, like, you know, want to exist for you. And then on top of that, depending on where you are, but Korea, like K-Net, if you're a Korean fan, a Korean K-pop fan in Korea, and if you don't like something, the fact that you could band together with other K-pop fans and actually have consequences be carried out, i.e. people getting kicked out of groups, you feel entitled, and there's absolutely a power imbalance there. Like, you automatically Automatically. Why does that not sound like a word now? Automatic. What the fuck? I think I said the word too much today, but you automatically feel entitled and correct in not only sharing your opinions, but you feel like your opinions are correct. Because if there's an outcry of people being like, why did he get put back in the group? He shouldn't be in the group anymore. And then he gets kicked out of the fucking group. The K-pop company just validated the fact that, one, you have a power to get these people kicked out of groups and you have a power in general, but two, validated you expressing your opinion, and validated, three, that your opinion is correct. So anyway, like if the K-pop companies were to stop doing that, then these K-pop, first of all, a lot of these K-pop fans would not be fans anymore, because a lot of them are just or a good amount are just fans because they want to control these fucking idols. And like, I don't know if they feel like they have no control over their lives, so they want to control other people. I don't fucking know. But if these K-pop companies would stop fucking do that, like, a lot of these K-pop fans would be gone, and a lot of these K-pop idols would, I feel like, definitely have more fucking job security, and wouldn't be worried every day that if they like say something that it's like misconstrued as something else, and next thing you know, they're out of a job. Insane. But it also has to do with parasocialism and feeling like you know these idols. Like, there are some people, I'm sure, there are some people that genuinely feel like they know these K-pop idols. So when they're sharing their opinions, they genuinely don't feel like they're doing anything wrong. Like, they genuinely feel like, you know, like, I actually know this person, so when I'm giving this opinion, it's for their own good. They genuinely feel like that's true. And to me, if there's no feeling like you know someone, there's no infantilization. Like I just said, like, it's either you genuinely feel like you know them and you genuinely feel like what you're doing is helping, or you are pretending like you know them to manipulate them and gain control over them. Like, it's I know what's best for you and I'm helping you out. So it seems like it comes from a place of love and care, but it does not at all. And like, loving and caring, all right, like loving someone and caring about someone, to me, is recognizing that these K-pop idols are their own people with their own feelings and beliefs and assumptions, you know? Like, but to me, you also can't love someone if you don't know them. I think a lot of y'all K-pop stans get love confused with care. Like, the definition of caring means to feel concern or interest and attach importance to something. That's how I feel about Stray Kids. I care about Stray Kids. I care about Stray Kids and are interested enough to check out the videos, to be subscribed to the channel, to go see them in concert, to listen to their music. I care about them. I attach importance to them. There are other musicians or interests or things in general that people care about enough to go, you know, go to the concert, listen to the music or whatever. But I don't love them because I don't know them. But anyway, these K-pop stans feel that just because a K-pop idol has expressed their opinion or cried on camera means that they know them. But all you know is literally just what the K-pop idol said, what they expressed their opinion about, or the emotion that they just showed on camera. Stray Kids just uploaded 2 Kids Room today. Seungmin was crying on camera. Does that mean I know him? No. I just know what opinion he shared on the video, and I just know that he cried. That is all I know about them. That is all I know about Seungmin. I don't feel like I know him any better, and I shouldn't feel like I know him any better. You can be like, because like I felt some type of way. Like, I was like, I'm happy that he's showing emotions on camera and stuff, but like, the fact that y'all will jump, bro, I went live on TikTok today and I was talking about it, and someone was like, oh, these K-pop idols are so broken. First of all, to call a human broken is crazy, because you as a human cannot be fucking broken. There's shit that you can go through, there's trauma that you can have, there's beliefs that you can have and stuff like that, but you're not a doll. You can't be broken. But to think a K-pop idol is broken because he's crying because he has an emotion or a feeling, it's like, they can't do anything, and then y'all want them to show emotions, but then when they show emotions, y'all say they're broken. Imagine me crying on camera and somebody saying I'm broken. Yo, if I was a K-pop idol, I would crash out every day of my fucking life. But yeah, I have so much written down, but I already said most of it already. A lot of y'all would think just because you see snippets of their personality or how they act on camera, whether it be a 5-minute video or 10,000 hours of video, y'all will think that measures up to who they are truly as a person, and that is not true. And, you know, once again, like, social media affects y'all in a way where it's like y'all think y'all know these people because you think social media is real life. So you think that how these people are acting on camera is 100% real and you know them, but that's not true. And you can't not know you can't not know someone and then know what's best for them, which already in general, even if you know someone and you're trying to infantilize someone, it's not good, obviously. But like, even more, like, you don't know this bitch. You don't know this person. How the fuck are you sitting here trying to be like, I know what's best for you, if you don't even fucking know who they are as a person? And the tea is, y'all say what's best for them is just shit you want them to do. Going back to the Somi situation of like, I know what's best for her. Ice cream was ass. That's just an opinion. Ice cream, that's just an opinion. You liking a song and you not liking a song, that's just a fucking opinion. Mind you, it's just so funny too, because it's like, y'all say you're fans of someone, but then it's like, when it gets down to it, when they start expressing their opinions, y'all don't even agree with like 90% of the shit that they're saying. So it's like, y'all not even a fucking fan of them. Like, if y'all were actually friends, or if y'all actually knew these K-pop idols in real life, the tea is, y'all wouldn't even be friends. Y'all wouldn't get along. Y'all would disagree with everything that they're fucking saying. If Somi's sitting here being like, I love ice cream, and then you're a fan of her, and then you're a fan of her music, and then you're being like, I fucking hate this song is trash, she was manipulated into coming out with the song, meanwhile she's like, I like the song. Like, I find that so fucking hilarious. Anyway, and then also too, it's like, this is why I like groups that are like, they deal with and make a lot of their music, a lot of their production, and write a lot of their shit, because like, I know that that's them. And that's not like, some K-pop idols don't want to do that, which is completely fine. Some K-pop idols want to do that and can't, and I'm aware of that. But y'all be like, also like, oh my god, I'm a fan of their music, when it's not even their music. Like, can you be like, I'm a fan of this group's music when they didn't contribute to any part of the music and all their music was given to them? Technically, it's their music. They released it under their name, but it's not even their music. So I don't know. Just shit I find super fucking interesting. But yeah, like, y'all want them to have a certain sound in their comeback, or talk about or not talk about certain topics in their songs, or wear certain clothes, and y'all hide I know what's best for them under such a thinly veiled lie that you care about them, but it's really, you just want to control them, and you don't want them to have any autonomy over themselves, because you see these K-pop idols as avatars in which you are able to push your beliefs and assumptions through. Like, but also too, like, I don't think a lot of y'all are sitting here being like, okay, how the fuck do I manipulate this K-pop idol into me, you know, and I'll spin it and I'll say I care about that. Like, I think I don't think a lot of 14-year-olds are sitting here being like, okay, how do I hide my projections into manipulating this K-pop idol? I just think a lot of y'all are not self-aware, because once again, like I said before, with the younger generation, and this in general, every generation, but I think it's more susceptible to the younger generation because they grew up their whole fucking life on social media. Like, y'all don't see that social media and Instagram is affecting you, and having these parasocial relationships and not being self-aware, and seeing that you are actually projecting onto these idols and giving your unwarranted opinions that they did not ask for, and thinking that you know them so you know what's best for them, when that's not true at all. So yeah, that's one way that K-pop fans infantilize these idols, by trying to control their every move, because the parasocial relationship has made them think that they know these K-pop idols, and that these K-pop idols exist for them, so their opinions really do fucking matter and are correct. So Oh my God, Jesus Christ. That's one way. The second bullet point that I brought up before is not having these idols being held accountable for their actions. So this happened pretty recently. I think literally like 2 days ago. But I think there was a situation where Taemin apologized for like a joke he made about an earthquake, drag name earthquake, or an earthquake that either was going to happen in Japan or did happen in Japan. But like, it could have been as simple as Taemin makes ignorant joke. Taemin goes, my bad. I shouldn't have said this. I apologize. I genuinely don't want to hurt anyone. And then we fucking, or the people either accept it or don't accept it and we move on. But it's so ironic because I saw a tweet and it was like, I get that you guys want to protect Taemin, or defend him, but no. Why can't it be, this is a K-pop idol who was a human? And as humans, we say things that are ignorant sometimes, and we make mistakes. And why can't we just accept that this K-pop idol said something ignorant, made a mistake, hurt someone, apologize for it, have him learn from it, educate himself, and move on? Like, y'all are so scared for these K-pop idols to have a dent in their armor, so you go to protect them, but then you're actually blowing the situation up out of proportion and making it fucking worse. Because it could have been over like that in 10 minutes. Taemin does something, goes, my bad, that was ignorant. I'm so sorry if I hurt anyone. The people either, whoever the apology is directed towards, which we'll get into in a second, either accepts it or not accepts it, and then we fucking move on. But no, he shouldn't have apologized. He shouldn't have apologized, XYZ. And then you're sitting here not allowing this person to grow. And then you're also invalidating people in general and their feelings. Like, there's one type of K-pop fan who doesn't want to accept that this K-pop idol is a person that makes mistakes. But then there's another type of K-pop fan that's just like racist. There's another type of K-pop fan that's just racist. So when a K-pop idol does or says something, and I'm not talking about Taemin anymore, but yeah, I'm not talking about Taemin anymore, but just in general, like when a K-pop idol does or says something racist or ignorant to the black community, you don't want, or any community in general, but I'm black, so that's the only community I can speak on. To the black community, you don't want them to apologize because you agree with what they're fucking saying. I'm sure that these super racist people are vicariously living through the K-pop community. And not the K-pop, well, yes, in the K-pop community and through these K-pop idols, because of how ignorant and racist the K-pop industry is to black people. Like, it is some of these racist people's fucking wet dream, which is why I said before, the K-pop industry and the K-pop community will always be racist unless if we strip this shit down at the base and fucking start over and give education and credit, give education to these idols and these fans, and give credit to the black community in general. Like, I think that there is a good, or I would like to think that there are K-pop idols who, you know, do something ignorant and they genuinely didn't mean it, right? But when you're sitting here and you're not acknowledging it and acknowledging that what you did was bad and apologizing for it, you are opening up a floodgate of racist people that are coming into your fandom now. Because if you say something ignorant, like openly in public, and you don't denounce it and don't educate yourself, but you don't denounce it publicly and say that this is wrong, if you're just quiet about it or don't say anything, that signals to people that whether you agree with this or not, that you are agreeing with the statement you just said. If I say something racist, or not even racist, if I say something ignorant, which there's a difference between being ignorant and racist, but if I say something ignorant about Asian people, and then I, on YouTube right now publicly, and then I don't denounce it, or I don't say this was an ignorance, what I said was wrong, I am showing, once again, whether you agree with it or not, I'm showing that I agree with this statement, and I am opening now up my fandom to people who agree with what I said, who, because I didn't denounce this, feel comfortable in being racist to Korean people or racist to whoever I fucking said, or whoever, whatever K-pop idol said, and, cultural appropriated a certain community. And that's why some K-pop fandoms, like some fandoms for groups, are so fucking racist, because these K-pop idols will have clips circling around of them doing cultural appropriation or saying something ignorant, or straight up just like saying a slur. And then you have these non-K-pop fans who know nothing about K-pop, and they're on Twitter, and the first time they see Kiss of Life, or the first time they see Blackpink, is them saying the N-word, saying a slur on camera, or doing a minstrelsy show, just being super fucking racist. To me, if that is how people are being introduced to you, or just in general, if that is what you have on the internet representing you, because also too, people think that if they just saw a video, then that just happened and that is how you are. If you have actually educated yourself and grown and changed as a person, and you're not sitting here rushing to be like, that is not who I am anymore, I was super ignorant and that's super disgusting and that does not represent me. And if you're not making that very fucking clear, that shows to me that you either still agree with the shit you did, or don't care about what you did, or you're racist. But either way, you don't have empathy for whoever you attacked. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna end it there. This is definitely gonna be a part 2, because I have to go. And there's a lot of shit. I guess this will be a part 2 to this video. But yeah. Infantilization, and in general, there's just so much shit that is so normalized in general on social media, within the community, like music community, and within the K-pop community and K-pop fandoms, that are really fucking up not only these idols but us, and really just dangerous to Black people and whoever else has been, appropriated and targeted and used it as an attack. It really is negative more than we think, and is really affecting us more than we think. So I would really sit here and just meditate on, and just try and be more self-aware of the shit that we're doing, because it is really more negative than we actually think it is. But yeah, this was my episode. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video.